Hey, what's up gamers? You have TigerChainsaw here. When you think of the best multiplayer games or the best co-op experiences that you've had over the last 5 years, what game comes to mind? Well, when I was researching that topic, there was one game on everyone's list and everyone says it's so great in co-op and multiplayer and it's just tons of fun. That game is Deep Rock Galactic. Now I wanted to experience that for myself and that meant playing with a friend. And so I enlisted the help of Valentine Gaming. As you may recall her on my Godfall review, she is back again for this one. Easy guys. I don't like her either, but she's the only one that I got that will play these games with me. So we're gonna hear her thoughts on Deep Rock Galactic as well. Now if this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button to watch plenty of video game reviews that I've already done and plenty to come. Alright, let's head into the minds of Deep Rock Galactic and start our experience with this multiplayer game. Dwarfs and rocks. What is it about them? The two of them have been paired for, well, as long as dwarf lore has been a thing. In 2022, Ghost Ship Games developed and Coffee Stain Publishing unearthed Deep Rock Galactic for the PlayStation 5. It's a little bit of mining, fighting, scanning, teamwork, and a lot of drinking, but more on that later. Let's dig into this Deep Rock Galactic review and see if it's a hidden gem. Sorry, I'll stop. Let's begin with the plot of this game, but be warned, spoilers are ahead. Well, I hate to break it to you, but there's no real plot in Deep Rock Galactic, and this is where the game loses major points right from the start. We're all different, but I'm a gamer who needs a reason to play. I love my stories, and I love character arcs. Deep Rock Galactic didn't even have a crumb of a story. I know the game really focuses on multiplayer and teamwork, but it would have been great to play a simple 5-mission story arc that details why you were on these planets digging for precious jewels. Just have that as an option and the game becomes much more enjoyable for gamers like me. Unfortunately, it didn't, and that's why after about 20 hours of gaming, there was no real point in continuing. So while Deep Rock Galactic is already off to a rough start, I do want to give it some praise for some of the bonus material that I received with my physical copy. You never see this anymore with video games, but there's a lot of cool stuff inside of the case, including a letter from Mission Control, some actually pretty cool postcards, and then there was a big letter from the game director, and it actually turns into a poster. So I actually thought those marketing materials inside of the game was pretty awesome. As stated in the preview to this video, all I heard about Deep Rock Galactic was how incredible this game was in multiplayer and co-op. And so I wanted to give it the genuine experience of playing the game with a friend. And so we are about to hear from Valentine Gaming as she shares her thoughts on Deep Rock Galactic.
Hey guys, it's Val from Valentine Gaming, and Tiger asked me to roleplay with him as a drunken dwarf in space. I thought it was kind of weird, but I didn't want to kink shame him. So what did I think of Deep Rock Galactic? Deep Rock Galactic is a first-person shooter that takes you through procedurally generated caves that are filled with alien bug things that you work to eliminate and valuable minerals to extract. You choose your dwarf class and can team up with 3 other friends to blast, mine, and explore the caves. It can be challenging since the cave systems have no straightforward paths, but instead you make your own path by digging through cave walls. Think of it like Minecraft. And just who is going to carry all this precious loot? Molly the mule robot, of course. She's a 4-legged machine who can walk on any surface. And she's oddly adorable in that robot secretly might take over the world sort of way. Not only does she carry things for you, but when the mission is complete, she leaves a breadcrumb of blinking markers showing how to get back to the ship. It's no secret that Molly is the MVP. Overall, Deep Rock Galactic is truly a game that has a strong sense of camaraderie. But for someone like me who likes a greater purpose in the game, it did leave me wanting more. I truly love a good story in a game. But if you just want to have fun with your friends in a really unique game universe, then look no further. I give this game an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10? Are you kidding me? You must have had a lot more fun than what you were letting on when we were playing this game, because all I heard during it was bitching and moaning about how this game sucks. So Val, you certainly surprised me. Let's get into my gameplay thoughts of Deep Rock Galactic. You'll be able to choose from 4 dwarf classes. I went for the dwarf that is better suited for combat because I was expecting some sweet shootouts and some fights. Each class offered something different, like the one I chose was better with weapons, but there were other classes that mined better. Each class and character is highly customizable, and that aspect is cool. You can unlock tons of different skill sets, but you'll have to put hours and hours and hours into this game to do so. To start the game off, there's a tutorial, but I'm not sure it's a very good one. In fact, I got lost during the tutorial, and that may have been a sign of things to come. In Deep Rock Galactic, you'll be using tools to navigate through caves and mines. Some of them are helpful, like Molly, the 4-legged robot that you continuously dump rocks into. She'll light your path and she'll guide you back to the dropship when the time comes. She was a sweet girl in an otherwise unfriendly environment. Other tools like the 3D scanner are not as intuitive as planned. The scanner will create a 3D map of the area that you can rotate, but it only shows what you've uncovered. Half of the game is finding the areas that you can dig through to continue to other portions of the map. I hated this. Absolutely hated it. The scanner was little to no help. I guess the only service that it did was to show where we've already been. I don't have a ton of patience when it comes to those gameplay mechanics, and I was hoping that the 3D map would show you those areas on screen instead of having to go hunting for them. There was never excitement of finding a new area to dig through. It was always, oh thank God, I don't have to spend another 45 minutes searching and running around in circles. The missions that we played varied in goals, but the objectives typically were the same. Find so much of this material, or find some alien eggs that are hidden in a cave. There was another type of mission that involved connecting pipes to the drilling machines, and this was an absolute nightmare. What you need to do is dig a path for the pipes that can take almost an hour to complete. It's not an hour of fun either. It's an hour of damn it's, fuck my lives, and you've got to be kidding me's. Missions were pretty tame. The hardest part of the entire game was figuring out where to go, or where to lay my pipe. Just wait, the dick jokes get worse. But that doesn't mean that there aren't enemies. We mostly fought spiders and insects that were around the caves. Whenever you grabbed an alien egg, enemies would start to come in waves. Almost every 2 minutes, we could count on a new wave. It was annoying, but the guns that we had were somewhat cool. I liked my Gatling gun, but when you are blowing away lame insects, there's not much joy. None of these enemies were very imaginative, but the biggest disappointment was the boss fights. On occasion, we might fight one tough enemy every few missions. It didn't last long, and essentially their health was stacked, so these were pretty weak boss fights. They didn't add anything to the missions either. No sense of accomplishment, no super cool equipment, just well, we didn't die. The gameplay of Deep Rock Galactic was simply just not fun. I think we both kind of dreaded missions because we knew we had 45 minutes to an hour of mapping the area, excavating it, and digging around laying pipes. As Val stated during one of our playthroughs, this game is for fucking nerds. As was the case, boredom often found us before we found the materials. Oh, Val, come on. Quit playing with the ball sacks. To be honest, by far the coolest portion of the game was the hub world. It was a giant spaceship with plenty to explore, mini games to play, and lots of drinking and dancing. We'd often spend 20 minutes just goofing around and dancing and drinking at the bar. The hub world was a cool start, but it got a lot cooler when it was decorated for the fall. For example, we walked into an Oktoberfest with tons of giant pretzels, sunflowers, and other decor that was pretty cool. It definitely picked up our spirits and was an awesome touch to this game. We were so stoked about all of the decorations, and as dwarfs, we needed to get drunk, so we headed to the bar located on the spaceship and started to drink. This is where I discovered an interesting tradition with beer and wieners. They were putting wieners in their beers, and that got me thinking, is that really a thing? Wow, I have never heard about putting a wiener in a beer before, but I guess I'll try it.
Tiger, I'm pretty sure that's normal. I've heard the bigger it is, the better flavor it has.
Val, you are right. The bigger the wiener is, the better the flavor of the beer. Anyway, yeah, that's the story of why my uncle got banned from petting zoos after the whole goat incident.
See, I told you. I thought you'd like it. But yeah, about your uncle.
And so that's why my uncle is banned from buying hamsters in the state of Nevada after that whole emergency situation. You know, I'm really enjoying the whole wiener in the beer thing. It's really opened up my eyes. In fact, I think I might try the biggest flavor yet. And it might turn my beer a little bit dark, but I'm gonna try it. I was told by so many people how fun the multiplayer of Deep Rock Galactic was, but I'm not like most people. My tastes are unique, and the fact that there was no plot, the enemies were lame, the tools sucked, and the missions were repetitive means that I didn't really enjoy my time with Deep Rock Galactic. It can offer multiplayer fun for those who love tedious tasks of mining, discovering new areas, and excavating the ground. I'm not that player, so most people will probably enjoy this game a lot more than I did. The best part was the hub world. That part was fun, and it did offer a lot of spirit. I wish more of that personality was in the gameplay. So with all of that being said, I'm giving Deep Rock Galactic a 5.2 out of 10, making this a very questionable game. For me, there's plenty of other co-op games and multiplayer games that I'd rather play with my friends. So that was my review of Deep Rock Galactic on the PS5 that was released in 2022. Have you played this game? If so, what are your thoughts on it? And do you disagree with me? I'm sure a lot of people probably do. For me, it just wasn't fun. But that doesn't mean that I didn't have fun with my partner, Valentine Gaming, and so I want to give her a big shout out and a thank you for helping review this game. If you haven't yet, go check out her channel. Now, while you're typing away all of your angry comments about how wrong I am on this game, don't forget to sub to this channel to watch other of reviews that probably suck. Thanks for watching, happy gaming, and make sure you play a video game today.